Hello, in today's video we will see how to crochet the corner to corner granny stitch. This is a stitch that I use for one of my squares for the rainbow granny square blanket, which I will link in the description, and you can find all the info there and how to join the call as well. In the meantime, let's focus on the corner to corner granny stitch. For this tutorial we will see how to crochet a simple square, and for clarity I will be using one color for the increasing rows, and I'll be alternating between blue and white for the decrease row. So the direction of the work is from this corner, and so increase until you get to these two corners, and then from here we will start decreasing until this corner up here. So for this tutorial I will be using some Aran weight yarn, a mix of paint box yarns, Simply Aran and Stylecraft Special Aran, and I'll be using a 5.5 millimeter hook. For the written pattern and for the photo tutorial, please check the link in the description so you can find all the instructions there. And that's it for now, so let's get started. Let's start by making a slip knot and chaining 5. So we make 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 chains. So these 5 chains count as a initial ring. Then the next 3 chains are for a double crochet, and the next is for a chain 1 space. Then now we yarn over and we go into the initial chain that we made, and we're going to work 4 double crochets in there. And this is our first row. Now we start with row 2, and we start seeing how to increase. So to start the next row we're going to chain 4, and then we turn. These 4 chains again count as a double crochet and a chain 1 space. We yarn over and we go to work the first few stitches in this space between the last double crochet from the previous row and the next. So in between these two we're going to work 3 double crochets. 2 and 3. Now we go in this chain 1 space here, so basically in between the first double crochet that we made here and the initial chain, and we make 4 double crochets. And there we go. This was row number 2. Now for row number 3, we start again with a chain 4 and we turn. We yarn over, we go in the space between this last double crochet and the next one. So we go in that space between these 2 stitches, and we work 3 double crochets. Then we skip these next 3 stitches and we go to work our next 3 double crochets in this space between these 2. Again, skip 3 stitches, so we skip 1, 2 and 3, and we work our next 4 double crochets this time, because at the end we always work 4 double crochets. We work them in this chain 1 space here at the beginning. And this was row number 3. So basically now the pattern for increasing is always the same. So we start with a chain 4, we turn, we work the first group of 3 double crochets in between the first 2 double crochets that we have here. So 1, 2 and 3. Then we skip 3 stitches, we go to work the next group of 3 in the next space between these 2 stitches. It's not actually a space, it's just between the posts of the stitches. Then we skip 3 again, and we work again 3 double crochets in between these 2 stitches. And when you get to the end, you work 4 double crochets in this chain 1 space. And this is the pattern that you can repeat over and over again to grow your corner to corner granny stitch. Once you're happy with the size of your work, it's time to start the decreases. So for that I'm going to switch to the blue yarn so that it's easier to follow and to see where we're going to start the decreases. So I'm going to undo the last part of my last double crochet, and I'm going to switch to the blue yarn. For our decrease rows, we're going to start with a chain 3 instead of a chain 4. So we're going to make our 3 chains and turn our work. So now we're going to skip the first 4 stitches, so the last double crochet where we join the new yarn, and then this one, this and this. So the first block of double crochet stitches, and we're going to work our 3 double crochets in between these 2 stitches. So we go in the space between the posts of the stitches and we work 3 double crochets. And now we continue as normal, so we just go to the next space between 3 double crochets. So we skip 1, 2 and 3, and we work 3 double crochets in between these 2. And we keep working the same pattern, so skip 3 double crochet 3 in between the next 2 stitches until we get to the last 3 double crochets and the initial chain 4 from the previous row. So at this point, instead of working 4 double crochets as we did before, we're just going to yarn over and work a double crochet in this chain 1 space. And this is our first decrease row. Now I'm going to switch to white for the next row, and then I will continue with my decreases. And to keep going with the decreases, the pattern is always the same. We chain 3, we turn, can cut this yarn. So after the chain 3, we turn our work. And so now we skip, of course, this first space in between this last double crochet from the previous row and the next one. So we yarn over and we go into the, we skip these 3, 1, 2 and 3, and we go in between these 2 stitches and we work our 3 double crochets. Then again skip 3, work 3 double crochets in between these 2 stitches. And you keep repeating the same pattern until you get to this last space. So once you have your 3 double crochets in this last space, again we're going to yarn over and work a double crochet in between these 2 double crochet stitches. And this was our second row of decreases. And you keep going like this, so you keep repeating the same pattern, which is chain 3 to start, turn, and start making 3 double crochet stitches in each of these spaces between each block of 3 double crochets, and then to end the row we're going to double crochet 1 in this last space. You keep going like this, and I will meet you when we get to the last couple of rows. Alright, here I am at the last 2 rows, so let's catch up. I'm going to switch to my blue yarn, again chain 3 and turn, and now you see that we only have to work a group of 3 double crochet stitches in between these two, and 3, and then we go directly with a double crochet in between the last 2 stitches. And so now I'm not going to switch yarn, because for the last row all we do is a chain 3, we turn, and we go and make a slip stitch in between the last 2 double crochets here. Now cut the yarn and make a slip stitch to fasten off. And so you see, with the last row we basically only have this little loop here. Now weave in your ends, and your corner to corner granny stitch square is ready. If you like the video, of course, don't forget to hit the like button, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.